What's going on, you guys? I want to talk to you today about Star Wars Resistance and all of the negative reactions that this show has seen. It kind of surprised me. I was actually really surprised because my initial reactions were quite positive. I really liked the way that this show looked when we first got our trailer. We actually got another look at it today. We're going to kind of go through some of these images. But overall, the show has seen overwhelmingly negative reviews and responses from critics online, and I've gotta question some of that. And so I want this to kind of be an interactive video because I want to hear from you guys what you think about it, with a couple of things in mind. So I want to talk about some things first. First off, I want to address that I feel like Star Wars Rebels and Clone Wars had very similar reactions to shows, or similar reactions like that this one's getting, because of the fact that people didn't like the animation style when it was first teased. People didn't like that it was a cartoon. People didn't like that it was aimed at a younger audience. I even saw somebody that says it doesn't look like it's got a good story or character development. And I've got to just pause for a moment right there, if that is your argument. And I want to at least ask you, have you thought about the fact that you're only seeing a trailer for the pilot? You have only seen a preview of one episode. I mean, these trailers are pretty much just a trailer for the very first episode. And it'll probably be a double-length episode. Most series premieres are that way, like an hour long, or if the show's normally an hour, maybe it'll be 2 hours long. But they usually do a two-parter to introduce everything, because there's a lot of characters to introduce and all things like that. But you're really just seeing a preview from one episode. Like, they may not even stay on this water planet, or the half the characters in the pilot might be dead by the end of the second episode. I don't think that'll happen. Again, it is a show aimed at a younger audience, but I've just gotta say, you haven't seen anything yet. Not very much. Now, if you don't like the animation style, I really can't criticize you for that. Everybody has their own preferences, but I will point out that I thought similar when it came to the Clone Wars and when it came to Star Wars Rebels. I was not a fan of the animation style when I first saw them, and even after an episode or two, because I wanted to watch it because it was Star Wars anyway, but I was not a big fan of the animation style. And then I think by the end of the first season, I was hooked, and I said, like about midway through the first season for Rebels. Clone Wars I had big problems with because it was out of order originally, so that really frustrated me with the Clone Wars. And that's something that's easily preventable, and I hope they won't ever make that mistake again. But I do feel like as long as they avoid any major screw-ups like that, by the end of the first season, you're going to know if you're going to like this show or not. They usually have a lot of really great stuff in line for season finales, and who knows, maybe some big reveals. But I want to offer you a different perspective, and I think why I like this show. And this is part of it right here. While you may not like the animation style, I don't have a problem with the animation style. I think it's gonna, we'll see how it is in actually watching it, because sometimes actually watching an episode, your opinion may change a little bit. But I like the contrails of the ships flying. I like that there's a lot of ships in here. Now, as I am a gamer at heart, I look at this show and I don't even care about the characters. Not right now. It's going to take multiple episodes. It'll probably take at least 7 episodes to get me to care about any of these characters. But what I do care about is new ships. And we're getting a lot of new ships. Like, look at all of these. And a lot of them kind of draw inspiration from other ships. This one reminds me of the gunboat a little bit. Some of these are reminiscent of certain Old Republic style ships. I'm seeing some, maybe V-Wing inspirations, or maybe even some Jedi Delta 7 inspirations. I know it's weird that it's coming out on a Sunday night at 10 p.m. Like, that's really weird, and that's a legitimate criticism. I'm curious if it's really aimed, like they said in the little spiel we got today, that it definitely is a children's show. It's aimed at a younger audience, they said. That doesn't give you a specific age range. But for a show to come out on a Sunday night, which is going to be a school night, at 10 p.m. Kids are in bed, right? Like older kids aren't in bed. So I'm thinking this is like teen and up. That's what I'm thinking. But it's got these ships flying through rings. Okay, first off, let's talk tabletop games. There's plenty of stuff in here for games like X-Wing right away. Totally a ton of content for those games. Plus, this is a great opportunity for them to flush out factions for the First Order and for the Resistance, since those are going to need a lot more stuff. This is a perfect opportunity for things like that. That being said, this is also an opportunity for them to flush out things for other games with, you know, inclusion of other characters, with the inclusion of you know, other technologies and the greater mythology. I don't think this is going to be heavily focused on the Jedi, if there's going to be any mention of them at all. Maybe it will just be in passing, maybe an episode in like season 3 or something like that. But you know, this is all about ships, and that's awesome as far as I'm concerned. That's very, very awesome. Now, what else is great about this? Video games. I'm not only a board gamer, I also do play video games, and boy, if EA didn't drop the ball with Battlefront, like, it's still the only PC game we have, or, you know, only video game we have, unless it's something for mobile, is that Battlefront 2, Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. I'm like, I'm so tired of Battlefront. Give me a space sim, give me a flyer game, and give it to me by somebody other than EA. Let Blizzard, let Bethesda, let somebody else make, you know, a space, you know, like an X-Wing or TIE Fighter, you know. And here's a perfect opportunity to launch a new video game. This show seems like it has gaming accessories written all over it. You got rings, you've got all these different ships. It's just got gaming written all over it, and that can transcend so many different paths of gaming. I think, for me personally, I think it's a fantastic idea. Like, let's get tons of gaming out of this, and it won't even have to all be stuff from this show. So even if some of these ships you're not particularly fond of, well, there's still so much more that they can touch on and go into. There's a lot of extra stuff that they can flush out. So I'm very, very, very happy with, you know, everything I've seen from this show. The animation style doesn't bother me at all. I like the smooth, sleek lines, the paint jobs on the ships. I think it just opens up so many doors for so many of the games that I love and hope to see, that I'm just thrilled, absolutely thrilled. But if you feel otherwise, I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to ask you, like, have you considered it from this perspective? Have you considered it from a gaming perspective, as opposed to just watching a show for entertainment value perspective? Also, have you considered the fact that over time your opinion may change as a show grows on you? I know Rebels certainly grew on me, and the amount of quality they put into that really grew on me. And so I think it's worth giving this show the benefit of the doubt, and I really don't like the idea of writing it off before it even comes out. Now, I may be a little bit hypocritical in that regard, because I kind of felt that way with this Thundercats Roar show that's supposed to be coming out. I kind of wrote that off before it even came out. But even that one, if I have the opportunity to watch it, I'll give it a chance. But I mean, I pretty much know what I'm going to get with that. However, you never know until you know. So give it a shot. In more than one episode. Usually it takes a couple of episodes for you to know. I think with Rebels it took me half a season before I started to really care. But there's other things in here too besides just the ships too. We see this red First Order person. Now this is interesting, because if you have read some of the books, in the Phasma book there was a red armored person, very much like Captain Phasma, called Captain Cardinal. And I don't think that this is Captain Cardinal, but it's certainly possible that Captain Cardinal was a dude who had red armor, but he wasn't really talked about being a pilot. He was more or less training First Order stormtroopers. So I don't think this is Captain Cardinal. However, it could be. It's certainly possible. I have a feeling that this is a pilot, because their outfit looks like a pilot's outfit. And this person is in multiple scenes in what we've seen from today, so that much is quite significant, that they're in multiple scenes. But, you know, I'd also like to know who they're talking to. Who is this in that chair right there? Is it possible like this is an... I don't know, I can't even tell if it's male or female. What if that's like an old Ray Sloan in front of him, right? We know Admiral Sloan was in the First Order as well, and we don't know where she ended up. So there's a lot of little cool lore things that they can touch in this. I have the sneaking suspicion that this mysterious character here is going to be a female by the name of Mara Jade that you will find out at the end of like season 1 or something like that, or you know, there's going to be some kind of deep cut. I think you know, the fact that they've shown this character multiple times means that they're not, you know, granted, then again, could be a totally new character. They do like to just introduce new characters, but sometimes they like to bring in, you know, deep cuts from the back. We also get, you know, like this shot right here. So it's not all on this oceanic planet. There is actually going to be space combat, which should be a good thing for a lot of y'all. I mean, you see, there's X-wings here too, so it's not just all their little racing craft. There's X-wings, and that's like some type of that could be a First Order cargo ship, or even, you know, even a carrier or some kind of docking ship. You know, but basically, here's basically evidence that we can get more capital ships. So other games like Armada should have hope as well. There's a lot of really cool stuff that is potentially available with this show, and it's enough to get me very, very excited. So from a gaming perspective, I'm extremely excited about this show. And I hope that you can, if you're not a fan of what you've seen so far, I hope that you can at least consider it from different points of view. And I hope that you'll give it a shot, because you might really enjoy it. But again, it doesn't matter to me if you watch it or not. I'm gonna watch it, and you know, if I think it's terrible, I'll let you know. But I try to focus on the good more than the bad. So if it's at least a little bit good, I'll be grateful for what good it is, because I really enjoy all things that bring me excitement and bring me joy. And so if I can get some joy out of this, that's great. That's the attitude I try to take with me, though. So that's all I got. I just wanted to kind of show you guys some of the cool scenes. I like the art style. I like the ships, and I like the possibilities of new things becoming canonized and new things coming to my games, which is awesome. All right, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. What games do you play? What games are you hoping? Are you hoping to get a new video game out of this, like a flying game, something like the old X-Wings, something that has both maybe atmospheric combat and space combat? Seems reasonable. Tutorial level flying through rings based on like the pilot episode here. You know, it just seems, it just feels like this show is perfect for a new video game. I think that would be awesome, but I'd like to hear what you guys have to think. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to check out Crabbok.com and hop on my Discord and say hi. And don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell for alerts. I want to thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.